What do you do?
I'm doing different things, but first of all, I think I'm trying to, as a citizen of the world, I'm trying to understand how to make this world better from the point of view of dialogue and mutual understanding between people and culture of different areas, and from the point of view of reconciliation between man and the nature.
What drove you into this field?
Life, in the sense that I've been living in Europe until I was 35. I was in Brussels at the European Parliament, and originally I'm from Italy. And then I was particularly interested in learning Arabic. I started traveling to Arab countries, and then I moved in the Middle East and North Africa, where I've been living for more than 10 years. And from that perspective, I changed my way of seeing the world completely, I would say, or substantially. And I started realizing that in order to understand better the world, you cannot just rely upon your own perception. You need to explore, you need to confront your own visions with others' ones, and you need also to be able to get ready to question your own vision with those who you believe are on the opposite side of the vision itself. And that is how I got into this peculiar way of looking at life.
What is your greatest source of energy?
Perseverance. I don't believe I'm particularly intelligent. I'm in the average, I would say. But I like to be perseverant. And by the way, to learn Arabic, you need to be perseverant. Also to learn German, I would say at the beginning. Let's say the exercise of learning languages has been a good exercise for learning how to live somehow in the world, for me. And so perseverance and curiosity and empathy. When I feel depressed, I'm not able to interact with people, I'm not able to understand people, and I'm not able to work at all. So I would say these three things.
What was your most impressive childhood experience?
The relationship with nature. I was born on the Lake of Garda, and I have a special relationship with water, fresh water, and that has remained in myself. So the idea of being in this liquid, the idea of moving, the idea of not having borders, because water per itself overcomes borders and obstacles. And that's something that, in fact, it is true. You can develop when you grow up, but if you have not experienced that or anything else, something else, when you were a child, I think it's more difficult to get aware of what you are particularly keen in.
What is the best advice you've received?
To continue doing what you think is right, and surrender to the idea that you might not see the fruits of this work. And it's not easy surrendering. It means accepting that you are limited. Doesn't mean that I am able now to surrender, but as an advice, yes, it was. And the other one is to get rid of your fears, to accept that the course of life takes you somewhere from unexpected ways compared to what you had planned or wished. And as well, it's It's an advice. It doesn't mean necessarily that I'm able to do so.
If it's not the same, what is the best advice you can give?
Something very easy as an advice to anybody is travel. Travel. Go everywhere, even when people tell you do not go there because it's dangerous. Really, this is amazing. I mean, it helps you in reshaping yourself and reconstructing yourself and discovering things of yourself you had never been able somehow to appreciate before.
What brings us together?
Empathy, humanity, empathy and humanity. Empathy and humanity and curiosity, but they go all together.
What makes us human?
Maybe the sense of the limit, accepting that you are limited, that you are like stardust, dust of stars that sooner will disappear back into the universe, and maybe which then it could be translated into humility, to be humble. When I'm able myself to be humble, I feel more human. I feel that I'm more open to the other. I accept to interact and to stay with the others without fears and without prejudices. Yeah.
What is the most courageous decision you've made?
I was 21. I was at university the second year in Venice, and I decided to take the Erasmus program. Now it's an easy thing, but I'm 51 years old. I was one of the first. At that time, there wasn't even the Erasmus as it is now. There was something called Erasmus Free Mover. So yourself, you had to find an agreement with the university. You had to find a professor that could somehow tutor yourself. Everybody was advising me not to travel. And the more I was getting close to the date of departure, the more I was shaking. I was questioning whether it was a good idea or not. And that has really helped me change a lot. And then I stayed outside with backs and forths 25 years of my life. And yeah, it was not easy to take this decision at the beginning.
What does home mean to you?
Home, I like this question. When people ask me, where are you from? Okay, I was born on the Lake of Garda, but I never lived there. I grew up in Mantova, but at 18, 19 years old, already moved out. I stayed outside of my country for 25 years old, 10 years in Brussels, 10 years in Middle East and Egypt. Then I was in Berlin, I was in Paris, and for me, home is a place where you feel comfortable because you feel welcomed by the others. And I have to say, that gives a lot of hope to many people who are moving around for many reasons that can rebuild their own notion of home.